Welcome to ActivInspire Basics. Today we are going to explore the basic features of ActivInspire. You can download this flip chart from the Edmodo group or the Moodle group from which you found it. Let's get started. The next tool that I want to share with you is the Shape tool. Now the Shape tool looks the same on both the ActivInspire version primary look and the ActivInspire Studio look. You can see the Shape tool is right here, so I will click on the Shape tool. The difference between the ActivInspire primary is that the shape options come down at the bottom of the screen. These are all your shape options. This is the fill color of the shape. So if you want a green square, you'll choose a color from this side. This is the line color. If you want a green square with a red border, you'll choose red from that side. But I'm using ActivInspire Studio version, so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click on the Shape tool, and you'll see that the shapes come up on the right hand side. And if I come all the way down, you'll see that there's a little double arrow, and if I click on that, we'll see more options show up: arrows, stars, some different fancy shapes as well. So using ActivInspire Studio, I'm going to create a rectangle, and I am going to choose the fill color is up here, so I'm going to make it I'll keep it orange, but I'll make it with a yellow border. And I'll click and drag a rectangle here. Again, just to review, I can use my fill bucket and change that border or the rectangle color itself. Using the fill bucket, I can change it to any other color. One nice tip is if I wanted to change a color, if I right mouse click, I'll get additional color options, and I also get a color wheel that I can use to adjust the color. Or I can use what's called the color dropper, which I can then choose a color from inside of the flip chart. It gets added to the color palette here, and I can then click on that, and because it's the same color as this background here, it looks transparent, so I'm going to change it back to blue. But that's one way to choose a different color from the color palettes. Each shape has what are called edit points, and the edit points allow you to change and modify the shape. And I'll show you how that works on this page. So I'm going to select a shape, and I'm just going to use a square, and I've got an orange square, and I'll right click and select black for this square. I'll go orange and black since it's fall when I'm recording this. And so I've drawn the square, and if I choose my selector arrow and I click on the square, I'll see several different options across the top. We already know the free move button allows you to move it. The rotate button allows me to drag it around and rotate it around. This button is also the menu button. This button allows me to change the translucency. It's a slider, so I can change it so it fades, it kind of washes out, and brings it back to full color. I can change whether it's in the foreground if I move it forward, or I can change it if I move it backward in my layers and what have you. This button is the duplicate button, so I can make an exact copy. And these two buttons make it bigger or smaller. And finally, the button on the end is the shape points. If I click that, you'll see several shape points. If you're familiar with vector art, then these will be somewhat familiar to you. You're going to edit the shape points, and I just kind of click it, and I can bend it in any direction I want. This is great for creating patterns and tessellations and so forth. If I am happy with the way I'm going to undo that. If I'm happy with the shape, then I just click off of it, the points disappear, and now my shape has been edited. And you can practice this on your flip chart as well. So these are the basic tools. We've covered the selector arrow. The selector arrow select something on the page. The pen tool draws and writes. The highlighter tool highlights text so that you can emphasize different text. The eraser tool erases annotations, which are any pen mark and highlighting mark, but not shapes, not text. The fill bucket will change the color of objects, including text. And the shape tool draws us shapes. Here's a regular circle and triangle and so forth. If I click the double arrows, I see more options. If I use my selector arrow, and I can edit the points. I can create a little speech bubble and make a cartoon. So those are the basic shapes. Go ahead and practice them for a little bit so you become familiar with what they're used for and how to use each one for different tasks.